Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Actually, I have three topics to talk about today, and I thought I could put the three of them together, which I attempted to do last night, but it didn't work. So I'm going to try and just treat them separately. The first one actually is that gospel reading, which you just heard. Jesus talking about the leadership of the day, the scribes and Pharisees. And either Jesus was having a bad day, he was either having a bad day, or those leaders were really nasty people. Just to sort of remind you of a couple of things he said. He says, with regard to the leadership, he says, therefore he says, do and observe all things whatsoever they tell you, but do not follow their example. For they preach, but they do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens hard to carry and lay them on other people's shoulders, but they will not lift a finger to move them. All their works are performed in order to be seen. What an indictment. What an indictment of the leadership of the day. So it might be an opportunity for us to, most of you are leaders at some level or other. It might be an opportunity to ask yourself the question, what kind of leader are you? Because Jesus finishes the end of this gospel reading. He says, the greatest among you, must be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself shall be exalted. He's talking about what we call servant leadership. That is, that if you are a leader, you should also be a servant. I'll give you one example, and I'm not putting myself forward as any kind of an example of anything. But one of the things that I've been done consistently for the last 55 years is picking up garbage off the ground. It's something I do consistently. Last week I had somebody say to me, a kid said to me, he says, why are you doing that? He says. I said, because it needs to be picked up. He says, do you not have any servants? Do you not have any servants to do that work? Well, the bottom line is, if I can't pick up the garbage off the ground, it's a sad reflection upon the fact that I've sort of forgotten who I am as an individual. So I think all of us need to be aware. What kind of leader are you, and how do you treat the people around you? Do you lord it over them, or do you treat them with dignity and also with respect? So that's my first little omelette, if you will, for today. My second one really is in relationship to an event that we've been reminding you of this for the last couple of weeks, and that is we've been inviting you to come together during the month of November for an opportunity to just talk about parish leadership and what it means in your life. Anyhow, it was suggested there are 4 sessions. One of them has taken place already. It was actually on yesterday morning, Saturday morning. And I was there for about half of it. And it was sort of nice. There were probably about, I would say, 70 people there, about 70 people. And it was very well conducted. The session was very well conducted. And it was obviously, from the people there, they seemed very satisfied with it. And I felt that it was very worthwhile. What was my one criticism of the event? My one criticism really was the fact that most of the people who were there, almost all of them, were people who have been involved, really involved here during the last 10, 15, 20 years, which is great in a sense. But where are the others? That's what I was looking for. I mean, there is a tendency sometimes that we might be inclined to say, well, that doesn't concern me, it concerns other people. And consequently, we've had a lot of new people during the last several years, okay? A lot of new people. And this is an opportunity for you to, first of all, to have your say. Secondly, to get to know other people around you, and also to get involved at some level in the parish. So this invitation, really, there are 3 more sessions, one this evening, and there are 2 coming up during the week. You're supposed to register in advance, but I really would encourage you, no matter who you are, whether you're younger or older, it's your opportunity to, in a sense, say what the parish means to you, or what we might do is a little better in the parish at this point in time. So that's the end of my second topic for you here today. The third one really concerns the fact that the Thanksgiving and Christmas store round the corner, and for those of you who've been here for years, you know what the Thanksgiving and Christmas store is all about. That is, we collect food, we collect toys and stuff like that for needy people. And they've already had a registration this year. There are a lot of needy people who are looking for food, and especially not just for Thanksgiving, but also already asking about food for Christmas. So the bottom line is that Thanksgiving and Christmas stores are coming up. I'm not going to explain it because most of you know about it already, but we're going to have a short video after communion where you get a little bit more detail. But we invite your involvement. And the one thing in particular you can do today is, as you leave, there are brown bags that you're invited to pick one up at the door as you leave, take it home, fill it up and bring it back. And that's sort of the beginning of the process. But any way in which you want to get involved in this, there are plenty of opportunities for volunteering. So you'll find all the information on the parish website, so you can sort of take it from there. That's the end of point number 3. So we're ready to continue with the Mass. So please stand for profession of faith.